Welcome students. I am Mr. Simanchal Panda going to start the class for absorption from biopharmaceutics. We will discuss some important terms related to biopharmaceutics and absorption. There are different methods are associated with the biopharmaceutics. The ending of pharmaceutics and the initiation of pharmacology, a intermediate term is the biopharmaceutics. Biopharmaceutics consist of various stages like absorption, distribution, metabolism and excretion. Basically, it can be written as absorption and disposition. Absorption means the amount of drug that is coming to bloodstream without change from the site of absorption. It is known as the absorption. The other terms like distribution, metabolism and excretion combinedly known as the disposition. So again, the term excretion and metabolism combine together to known as the elimination. Elimination is defined as the process that tend to remove the drug from the body and terminates its action. Elimination occur by two processes, biotransformation and excretion. Biotransformation is nothing but the metabolism process and excretion is the irreversible loss of drug from the body, that is the exit of drug or metabolite from the body. Pharmacokinetics is defined as the study of time course of drug ADME and their relationship with the therapeutic and toxic effect of the drug. That means whenever a drug is coming inside the body, it will start to give its activity. There are different parameters which are influencing the drug absorption, distribution, metabolism and excretion. The mathematical relation between the different process is known as the pharmacokinetics. So we have to study different therapeutic level and the different toxic effect along with their basic pharmacokinetic effects in the chapter. The use of pharmacokinetic principle optimize the drug dosage to suit individual patent needs and achieving maximum therapeutic utility is called as the clinical pharmacokinetics. There are different type of the drug. The drug has to be soluble in aqueous medium as well as the non-aqueous medium, because if a drug is not soluble in the water, it cannot give action in the blood, it cannot come to bloodstream. Secondly, if that is not having the lipophilic in nature, then it cannot cross the cell membrane which is having the bilipid layer. So any drug has to come to our body must have two characteristics. They must be hydrophilic in nature or they have the lipophilic in nature. There are two basic concepts are used for this solubility concept, that is coming under the BCS classification system, that is the biopharmaceutical classification system. According to that, basing upon the solubility and permeability, it is of four types. Solubility is termed here as the aqueous solubility. Permeability is the term here associated with the lipophilicity. So basing upon that, there are four classes of drug: class 1, class 2, class 3 and class 4. Class 1 is known as highly soluble and highly permeable. Class 2 low soluble and high permeable. Class 3 high permeable, low soluble, and type 4, that is the low soluble and low permeable. Class 1 drug is highly soluble in the blood. It can cross the different membranes because due to its high permeability, and it can come to bloodstream as it is having the high solubility. So this type of the drugs are also having their short span in the body, because as these are highly dissolved in the body, it can soluble in the blood at a very faster rate, as well as it can cross the membrane and it will eliminated out, that is excreted out by the kidney filtration, as it is having the high solubility in nature. They give the fast action and as well as they will come out from the body easily. So class 2 drugs are having the low solubility and high permeability. That means they are having low aqueous solubility but they are having high permeability. So if you want to make it so more effective and they should be soluble in the blood easily, it can be modified by changing its solubility level, and it can modify it from the class 2 to class 1 drug. Class 3 drug is having the high solubility but low permeability, so that can come to bloodstream very fast, but it can cross the cell membrane slowly. So these are the three type of the drug: class 1, class 2, class 3. They can be slightly modified to give better result in the body, but in case of class 4 drug, it is very hard task to make them ready for use, as these are neither soluble nor permeable. So ADME process, that is the absorption, redistribution and metabolism and excretion. Absorption process by which drug enter the body, distribution, dispersion of drugs throughout the fluid tissue of the body. Metabolism is the, that is some irreversible loss or the irreversible transformation of parent drug compounding into daughter metabolite. The site of metabolism is generally known as the liver, where the enzymes are present to convert a toxic metabolite into the neutral or any drug component. It can be modified by adding phase 1, phase 2 reaction. Excretion is the complete elimination of the drug, that is the irreversible of the loss of the drug. So there are different pharmaceutical phases are there, like drug administration. Then whenever you are taking any kind of drug, there are different type of formulations are there, that may be solid, liquid, semi-solid. So once it is coming to your bloodstream, for example, if you are taking it through the oral route, if you are taking the tablet, it will get contact with the GI fluid and it will start to break into small fragment, and this process is known as the disintegration. So whenever you are taking any kind of dose, it has to break down in the stomach or any gastric fluid, it will break into small parts. Then after, it will go for the absorption process. Whenever this will be, that will be coming to your bloodstream through the intestinal route, that will get contact with the blood and it will start to absorb. Then after, it will distribute throughout our body depending upon that perfusion rate throughout our body. There are three type of organs: non-perfusible, intermediate permissible, and that highly perfusible organs. So like kidney, heart, lungs, these are highly permeable, that is the high perfuse organs. If you are taking the skeletals, they are moderate perfusible organs, and if you are taking generally nail and hair, bones, these are non-perfusible organs. So depending upon the affinity, the drugs start to distribute throughout our body and it will go for the metabolism. It occurs in the liver, and if that is modified and it is not used for the body, it will be excreted out, and after distribution sometime first pass metabolism take place. That means before reaching to the systemic circulation, that is excreted from our body. There are different active sites are there, in that the drug combine after distribution and it will show the pharmacological effect, that may be that may give the pharmacological effect, and this is coming under the pharmacodynamic phases. So the next one is the, I was telling, the ending of pharmaceutics and initiation of pharmacology is known as the pharmacokinetics. So now we will discuss here that whenever you are taking any drug, the excipients are used. Excipients are the substance which does not have any kind of pharmacological effect in the body, but that will improve the formulation, the drug quality and its efficacy. First, the drug bind with the excipient to make the formulation, and it is present in the different dosage form. It may tablet, it may be syrup, it may be emulsion, that may be given through the IV route or IM route. then the drug is not released whenever these are present in the dosage form. Once it is coming to the oral administration, it will be disintegrate, dissolute and go for the metabolism and excretion. But if those are directly given to the bloodstream, then that is the parenteral administration, drug in the systemic circulation is distributed and it will go for the disposition process. Distribution and elimination combinedly known as the disposition. Then there are the different type of extravascular tissue. It will be metabolized and it will be excreted out. There is some pharmacological effect will take place, pharmacokinetic and dynamic. There is a pharmacological response and therapeutic toxic effect will be given if higher dose will be given. So this is the heart of absorption and biopharmaceutics. This graph, whenever a drug is given through the oral route, we can see that the drug, according to time, the concentration of drug will also increase. According to time, the drug release drug pattern will increase. When the time is 0, the amount of drug present in the blood is also less. When the time will increase gradually, we can see the amount of drug that is present will also increase in the plasma. So if you are taking the first this half of this graph, this is a Bell-Shaped graph. Whenever you are taking time versus plasma concentration of the drug, if you are making two equal half, then the first half is known as the absorption phase and the second phase where it is declining, the amount of drug in the plasma is declining. Here we can, this half is known as the excretion half or the elimination half. Why? Because if a drug is present more amount in the blood, that is you are taking the dosage form will have fixed amount of drug in it. So once it is getting contact with the blood, so the rate of absorption will be more, and we can see that the first half will be increasing. The plasma concentration of the drug is increasing, so the rate of absorption is more compared to the rate of elimination. In the second half, we can see here is the second half in which the drug elimination is more compared to the drug absorption, because from the absorption side the drug is the fixed amount and it is going to be over. So rate of excretion will be dominant compared to the rate of absorption. So we are getting a decline graph. So from this graph we can see there are different lines are there. The basic lines are the minimum effective concentration, MEC and MSC. MEC is the minimum effective concentration, MSC that is the maximum safety concentration. There must be one line that is known as the maximum therapeutic concentration. In between the dose has to remain. Here minimum effective concentration, I am going to explain it. It is very important that if you are taking any kind of dose drug, if you are taking any kind of drug, if the dose you are taking less, then it cannot cross the minimum effective concentration. If that cannot cross the minimum effective concentration, the drug will not give any kind of pharmacological activity. Giving one example, a adult dose is required 100 mg, but the child dose is 10 mg. If the adult is taking 10 mg of the drug, that may not give any kind of pharmacological activity in its body, because the minimum dose required is the 100 mg. So if any adult is taking any child dose, the drug may not give its efficacy. Why? Because the plasma concentration cannot cross the minimum effective concentration. If the drug will cross the minimum effective concentration, then the pharmacological activity in the body will start. The drug will start to show its activity. So again, if the drug is crossing the maximum safety concentration or above the therapeutic level, the drug will start to give the toxic effect, the side effect or side effect. So if you are taking any kind of drug, that has to remain between the MEC, that is the minimum effective concentration, and the maximum safety concentration. So this is known as the therapeutic level. This is the therapeutic success of a rapidly, completely absorbed drug. Here in a few lines I am explaining. First of all, you are taking a graph between the time and the plasma concentration of the drug. The drug will be absorbed faster and the elimination rate will be slower. So you are getting the first